guys, watching carbuyer.com.sg once again. In front of us is the new Mercedes-Benz A-Class Sedan, and as you may know, the A-Class Sedan actually replaces the CLA as the cheapest four-door car in the Mercedes-Benz lineup here in Singapore. So for that reason alone, it's likely to be pretty popular. As you know, the old CLA, launched in 2013, was a big hit here. It was cheaper than the C-Class, smaller than the C-Class, and that's the reason why it fell off the shelves when it debuted back then. So now the problem is we have the new A-Class Sedan, we have the new A-Class Hatch, and we also have the new CLA four-door coupe, and they're all on sale in Singapore here right now as we speak, September of 2019. So if you want to choose between, say, a nice small Mercedes, which one do you choose? Well, obviously, if you like hatchbacks, you know, your decision is made with the A-Class Hatch. We have a review up on carbuyer.com.sg, and this being Singapore, obviously, one of the main draws of a Mercedes-Benz is to have a sedan. It's just this way. Don't ask me why. People like this sort of thing here. So we're going to concentrate on the differences between the A-Class Saloon and the CLA, and hopefully that'll help you make a choice. So this car is the A200 Progressive. Only A200's Progressive and AMG lines are sold here. There's also a 250 AMG line. Exactly the same case with the CLA. As you can tell, there is no extra fierce body kit on the front. We've got the slopey lights that look a little bit like the CLS, also look like the CLA as well. Obviously, since that's the coupe, the CLA will look more like the CLS, but this is the new Mercedes-Benz design language. We go around the side, obviously there's a boot. So this car is something like 13 cm longer than the hatchback. That's about 4.4 meters. This car is about 4.55. The CLA longer still, 4.68 meters. So the difference really is there. But of course, you look at the rear end, it's not as sloping, not as coupe-like as the CLA, which is of course supposed to be sportier, more elegant, and nicer to drive. So the tail lights there are different. We have trapezoidal tailpipes, you know, A200 badge, and then let's take a look on the inside. This is the interior of the A200 sedan. Let's just start her up. Nice and quiet. Now you'll find that this is a very familiar interior. Obviously, you've seen everything here from the A200 hatchback before. We have our two 10.25-inch dual displays. This is the driver instrument display, and this is the infotainment display. I'm trying not to get my reflections in the way. And as usual, one side is controlled by the scroll wheel here, and the other side is controlled by the scroll wheel on the left. And this is the MBUX, Mercedes-Benz user experience. So if you say, "Hey Mercedes,"
yes, please,
find me a Japanese restaurant. She's thinking.
Please select an entry.
Yeah, so there are a number of things that you can do with the additional voice control on this car. And we have our little anemone vents. Don't know if you can quite see the lights today. Very bright outside. Hey, sort off, I didn't tell you that. Go away. Okay. And down here is the touchpad, haptic touchpad. You can feel a little vibration as well. Go back, go front. And this is also a touch screen up here. Just scroll up past it. Yeah. So the CLA is going to be pretty much the same as we cut to the interior of the CLA after this. So the big difference actually is not here, but I think it's in the back seat. So we're going to look there. All right, I'm in the back seat of the A sedan, and as you can see, I'm pretty comfortable. It's not super roomy, but it's not terrible either. You know, I'm about 1.73 meters tall. I'm not scratching my knees on the front. The headroom is not bad. I can put about this much between the liner and my head. So as you saw on the chart, the CLA actually has a little bit more legroom. I think it's 900 millimeters, and the A-Class sedan actually has more headroom. So we'll go straight to the CLA. Alright, so this is the new CLA. As you can see, quite a bit different on the front, although there is definitely a familial resemblance between the two. We have the same arrow-shaped LED headlights. This, of course, is the AMG line model, which accounts for those little dots here, diamond-shaped grille things, the additional body kit at the front, side skirts at the side, body kit at the back too. But overall, you know, the CLA is longer, lower, and wider. That's supposed to be a coupe, inverted commas coupe. We got our bigger wheels, AMG wheels. And look around the side, the roof line obviously tapers a bit more at the back, and you can see how the boot is more elongated because this car is 4.68 meters long, so that's a bit longer than the A-Class sedan is. Right, we look around the back, we've got the different shaped tail lights, a lot more of a resemblance to the CLS Coupe, 4-door Coupe as well, and we have our tailpipes with that diffuser. So let's look on the inside now. Alright, so this is the interior of the CLA, and as you can see, it is pretty much exactly the same. And also keep in mind that the A-Class that we saw had an optional carbon fiber light trim. The actual trim itself is something aluminium like this, but otherwise pretty much exactly the same. Same lights, same vents, same 10.25 inch screens, same wheel almost. Yeah, so everything is pretty much the same. But does that mean the two cars actually drive the same way? Well, not really. The CLA actually has a slightly different rear suspension, and overall it just feels a bit more refined and nicer to drive than the A-Class because it's longer, lower and wider, and obviously it's tuned a little bit different. It really has more of that big Mercedes feeling to it. Now obviously if you are carrying people in the back, the CLA has less headroom, has a little bit more legroom, and has quite a bit more boot space. So ironically, it is actually a bit more practical in some respects than the A-Class sedan. So we have all the reviews out on carbuyer.com.sg. We have the A-Class sedan and hatch in A200 progressive trim. We have the CLA 200 in progressive trim as well. And soon we will have our CLA AMG line review up. So as usual, if you like this video, like, subscribe on YouTube, comment on Facebook and all that. So stay tuned for more in future. Bye bye.